With this $30, I'm going to see if I can start a retro video game collection. Now, there's a couple rules I must follow. The first rule is I can't get no hookups. I can't use no games for my collection. It must predate the PS4, because yes, I consider the PS4 starting to be retro. And it must be in playable condition. And it must be more than 4 games to consider a start of a collection. So I have to make sure I get 4 games with this $30. So let's see what we can do. So there is one more rule that I must follow, or one more circumstance. If I'm unable to find any games for $30, I'm going to sell 1 game out of my collection. So to go by this, there's 3 stores I'm going to visit. Pawn shops, thrift stores, and a retro video game store or a video game store. Out of these 3 stores, I'm going to see with just $30, can we start a retro video game collection. So the first store is going to be a thrift store, one of my favorites. I'm gonna visit 2 thrift stores, 2 retro stores, and 2 pawn shops. All right, I see some video games here. NBA, Mirror's Edge, Spore and Civilization. I don't see much else with games. This store may be a dud. Let's try another one. Next store up, second thrift store. Cheer Squad and another Madden game. Not looking too good, guys. Not looking too good. So that's strikeout number 2. You might see this in my hand. This is not a game. This is a DVD that I wanted to get for my DVD collection. But today is not about DVDs. It's about starting a retro game collection, and that's 2 strikes out. Not looking good for 2026 for retro collecting, guys. But I got a couple of more tricks up my sleeve. Let's visit some video game stores. So I know I said retro game store. You might see me in front of a GameStop. So in some areas, a lot of people may not have access to like retro video game stores. As of right now, of course it's going to change within this year. GameStops are still rarely available, and they do have something called GameStop Retro, where they do sell retro video games. But the same concept still goes applies. GameStop or retro mom and pop stores. Let's see if we can get some retro games with $30. Batman, $4. Or Batman Arkham Knight, Arkham City. That's free. So a win. We went to a GameStop Retro, where pretty much is like any other mom and pop retro store, and we did find titles under a certain price point. So I think it would be possible to get 4 games for $30. Now I didn't get nothing from this particular store because I do have everything, pretty much all the games that they had for a low price. But there's one more place that we have to go to that I would say, if we have $30 or you have $30, you could go spend your money and get an actual decent collection and get more games. So we visit 2 thrift stores. I said a retro video game store. The next place to go to is pawn shops. Now you probably get some better deals at pawn shops, since they're not really trying to make a whole lot of money. They just want to get this stuff out, make as much money as possible, as fast as possible. So I'm gonna visit one of my favorite pawn shops called Pay More. It's an electronic pawn shop, and let's see what we got. So right up there we got some bargain bin games, and you can get 6 for $20. So can you start a retro video game collection with just $30 in 2026? I want to say yes. As you see in the video, went to a couple of spots. Fortunately, I don't think to 2026 is going to be the year of thrift stores. It seems like a lot of thrift stores caught on to the whole retro scene, and some of these games are actually kind of expensive. So it's going to be kind of hard to actually start one at some thrift stores unless you go to like local mom and pop stores. But it doesn't mean that you can't. It's going to be a little more harder. But the other great other avenues you can go by to get retro video games, and you can actually start an actual collection with just $30. So the first game that I want to show that I got was Mortal Kombat. This is the first Mortal Kombat that was released on the Sega Genesis. This game came out, was heavily revolutionary, definitely a very violent game. This game actually caused one of the reasons why they started doing the whole rating. This is a very fun game, though. It always plays better on the Sega than the Super Nintendo, so this was a good one. Second game that I got is actually the first Sims. So yes, Sims play way better on a PC, but they do have console ports of The Sims, and I don't know, something about the first Sims I just like. Next game I got is a game that I've been wanting to collect, actually need for my collection, is Civilization. I think it was, yeah, Civilization Re-Revolution. I love RTS style games, and I've been eyeing this game for a while, and it's cool that I'm actually finally able to pick it up. Next one up, I picked up some PS4 games. So I remember in the beginning of the video, I said retro PS4 down, because PS4 is now going to start to be considering retro, especially with the release of the newer consoles. Anyway, Mining Number 9. This was a great freaking game, and I've wanted a physical copy for a while. This one, I believe, yep, is fully complete with the actual poster and everything. This is a great game to have. I'm really looking forward to playing that. Next one up, I finally got the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. I had the Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, so I definitely want to play the fourth one. I think this one goes past the Ninja War, so really look forward to playing that. And I finally picked up Resident Evil Biohazard. So I don't know if this is actually, I don't know which Resident Evil. I don't know if this is like Resident Evil 7, but I picked it up, and you know, Resident Evil game, especially with the new Resident Evil come out. So yes, I picked up 6 games, mind you, 6 games, and I only spent, you ready for this, a total of $21.86 at the pawn shop, because they had a special. Get 6 games and only pay $20. So is it possible? Yes, it's definitely possible in 2026 to start a retro collection. I'm definitely going to start doing more of these videos, probably even raise up the price or try different locations to see where you can go. Anyway, guys, later.